I don't have to have penis envy because the penis is in my mind. You know what I'm saying? That really does explain women. That really does explain the state that most of us appear to be in. I said the last one was gonna be the last video. I said it was gonna be the final song, but something tells me we're just gonna keep playing until we can't play on. But like my favorite album by Fleetwood Mac, the one that they made right before Peter Green left the band, I'm gonna take their advice, then play on. That's probably from something else. I think it's from something else, like the painting that they use. I don't know. I should look that shit up too. Link! Expect a link. Or no, I'll just talk about whatever I'm talking about. If I don't know the information about it, I will look it up because that's what the internet's for. I think I mentioned this in the last video. Sorry, you know I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? No, seriously, what the fuck were we talking about? Because now I'm getting distracted with the keyboard. But I guess that's what's supposed to happen. Oh, you were talking about the Fleetwood Mac, then play on. You were saying that if you, we're catching our train of thought. Can you tell? We're putting our train of thought on a leash. Okay, I wish I could do that all the time. But yeah, when we talk about something on here, we use the internet to provide us with like a link to something that we're talking about, or, you know, I just sort of like add to whatever I said to let you know that I'm not full of shit, okay? Most people don't do that. And they're on all these websites that are like, it's so socially irresponsible to use Twitter if you don't know what you're talking about, and most people don't. And you know, you see all this shit with Facebook where they're like posting all this bullshit, you know? If the whole point is to make money, and the whole point is to like make money through debasing yourself, or is like selling your soul to the fucking devil, or which is the world, by the way, or, you know, you're just like getting all this brain food, you know, that's essentially what it is, like fucking dopamine and dopamine. So most people don't know what they're really letting go of. But don't try to tell them. They'll give you 1,000 excuses before they can muster up a single reason that they threw their life away. Also, they could throw their time and attention into an invention that has the sole intention of destroying you. Hashtag that's what it's gonna do, gonna do, gonna do. Times 3. Aren't you a Wiccan? Aren't you a Wiccan? That's ×5 for you, bitch. Okay? I know a little bit about that shit. I do. I watched The Craft, okay? That was one of my favorite movies. It's a very entertaining movie. And Fruza Balk is amazing. Yeah, but it's pretty socially irresponsible to be on Twitter if you're not saying true things and you're just like a narcissist, you know. I think a lot of people have a serious clusterB personality disorder. Like, it's either narcissist, histrionic, or borderline. It might just be like a combination of all of them. I don't want to call them sociopaths because I feel like that's a stretch. But I don't think that these people are calculated at all. I really don't. I think that the internet has truly possessed them. And like I said, that was his sole intention, right? Destruction, destruction, destruction. That didn't really work. Was that the sound of destruction? Maybe it is, because that sounds pretty, you know? People tend to fall for pretty shit that's not good for them, right? Like that really sexy bitch hanging out at the bar. I'm kidding, there's no such thing. They all have tattoos, right? I get it. I have 3, reluctantly, but it's okay because it's still part of me. Have you ever made a mistake? Have you ever actually taken a risk? A tattoo is definitely that. But it might just be a really lame one at that. Yeah, I get it. You don't have to remind me that I've made mistakes. You don't have to remind me that society rejects me. The difference is, I'm fine with it. Yeah, I mean, if society rejects you, yeah. You like how I just agreed with myself. I love it, dude. I love being this mental ill. It just means that I have a better time when I'm all by myself. That means that I can entertain without a screen, all by myself. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Why am I a threat? Why am I a threat? Because I'm not making you guys money. That's why. And I can influence other people to not make you guys money. That's why. Because if you start believing in yourself, and if you start believing in the one that made you, you can do all kinds of things that you never thought that you would ever do. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. This and many more miracles will be done in my name, done in my name, done in my name, not in my name. Not Amy Gross, but Jesus Christ. Anyway, I'm paraphrasing, I know. I'm trying to encourage you to read it for yourselves, because that's the only way that you know, that you truly know, that you truly feeling know. People don't know how to interpret their feelings correctly because they not only lack discernment, but they lack the ability to really care about that sort of thing, because people are taught to either forget their emotions or just play the victim about them and obsess. I wanna be a receiver, not a deceiver. I wanna be a receiver, not a deceiver. This world is full of deception, and they want it to be your obsession. But I'd rather obsess about my perfection if it makes God look good, not if it makes me look good. And see, that's precisely the problem. Perfectionists want it to be a certain way, because that's how their ego sees them. And I know that I do too. It's just that I'm more aware than you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Saying I have the most self-awareness of every last American, that's like saying that I'm sitting on a mountain of a pile of shit. You know, that's what that is. Because if you have a lot of self-awareness, it's probably not a positive thing. Till marijuana became your thing. Self-analysis, that's what that's for. If you're not using it for that reason, you're probably abusing it for sure. So, I like that. The battery's in the red, by the way. That's why I just continue to play. Then play on, then play on, then play on, then play on. There we go. Is that better lighting? I can't tell. Oh yeah. I know that my piano playing isn't that creative. I mean, it's kind of creative, but it's really redundant and simple. But I think that's better, because it leaves more room for my lyrical brilliance, you know, which is always on the spot. I hate writing stuff. I've tried that, I've done that, didn't like that, don't want to go back, you know. Don't try to take me back to where I ain't supposed to be. Just not the place for me. I'm too sporadic. I'm too spastic. I think it's funny that my channel name is Iconospasdic. I should add a K to it. Because that's funny. That's really funny. Maybe I should do that tonight. It's not that serious. Iconospasdic, but that's like such a play on so many words and phrases and meanings. Anyway, I'm a genius. What's really funny, and this is why I say God always gets the first and last laugh. The first through last laugh, really. It's because he knows everything you're gonna do, or not do, all this stuff that's gonna come right out of your mouth. He knew it before you even said it. many voluntarily reject him and then they choose the world. But the world screws up. But the world cannot be relied upon for anything other than terrible. And I think, looking around, we all know this shit, so it just makes sense to choose good. They want you to focus on how bad the world is. That's really the purpose of the internet. And they change the world, turn the world into this like obvious transactional bullshit. And so now, yeah, everybody's complaining about it. Really, the internet's what like really pushed the whole late stage capitalism that people talk about in the Marxist world. Yeah. That's why I don't have a smartphone, you guys. It's like they got everybody because they got everybody relying on it for so many different reasons. I mean, I still have the internet. I have a laptop in my fucking house. I just hate it. But I realize that that is, like, somewhat hypocritical. But I'm also a YouTuber, you know, which is also hypocritical because of my views on the internet. But at the same time, I'm an artist. So, but, yeah, we don't make money off this shit. And any attention we get is usually negative, so, I mean, it's a win-win, though. I kind of want the negative if I'm going to get any attention at all. But, like, positive attention's good, too, but then people have expectations. A lot of them, sexpectations. If they have a penis, you know, I don't get this from lesbians for obvious reasons. Even if they like me or they're attracted to me, that's cool. I'm probably attracted to you, too, but no, I'm not going to go there because that's just not something I do. At least not since I stopped drinking. But don't ever think that that thought ain't one that I still be thinking. Sometimes, did I say that right? Probably not. Shit. Yeah, literally the last time that I did anything with a female, it was like the night before, like my last night of drinking. The second to last straw. Yeah, it was a lesbian straw. That really wasn't it. If I was gonna quit drinking for any reason, it wouldn't be because I kissed women. Fuck that shit. It's understandable. They're beautiful, and it shuts them up when you got your tongue in their mouth. I'm doing the Lord's work. I'm kidding. I'm doing some kind of work. It's just unconventional and politically incorrect in so many ways that ought to be what you expect from me by now. We will allow pretty much anything. I've said the N-word, okay? I've said it. I used to say it. I stopped saying it because it's just too fucking controversial. But also, it's like there's this, like, tension. Like, there's this nervousness around saying it. And, you know, this coworker of mine, who's actually mixed, said that white people just can't say it right. And I was like, that's why. It's because there's that nervousness, or like you're trying to sound like a badass when you say it, so you just sound retarded. That's the problem. But I don't think it's like a crime. I don't think it's that. I don't know why people want to get offended about it. They want to get offended about it. But that's dumb, because anytime you get offended, if you act offended, you're just giving that person power. Power. You're giving the word power. White power. You know? Why do you want to do that? And by the way, if they're saying the N-word, dear black people, I'm just trying to explain to you what white people do and why we do it, why they do it. Well, a lot lot of white people are jealous of black people and they just want to say the word, which is why they listen to rap music and hip hop and all that. Other people might say it because they are actually racist, but just don't let it get to you. They're either in awe of you or they're scared of you. They don't like you. So what? You don't like them either. Y'all motherfuckers hate white people, don't you? All the races hate the other races. But if you switch places, I'm sure you'd realize that you're more similar than you want to be. I work at a restaurant, so I can say these things. I can make these sort of speculations. But I think that I've proven in my actions and the way that I, get along with everybody, and I don't give a fuck about your identity. I think I've proven that I'm not racist, but it's okay. You can still call me that. I don't give a shit. I mean, in your mind, I'm racist because I've said the N-word, right? It's fucking silly. You don't know the context, and 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 you don't know the context. Let it go. Just say that. They meant it the way that you wanted them to mean it. Everyone is doing that these days. I'm so bored. I'm so bored. With the way that everyone chooses to spend their time. That's why time has been sped up so fast. Because you never appreciated it, you'll never know what you have when you have it. So don't try to grab it, cause you lost it, yeah, you lost it, yeah, you lost it, yeah, you lost it. But you can always grab your phone to distract you from it. Congratulations. Or, I'm sorry, mazel tov. Mazel tov. You know who runs the world. You go right along with it. This is for the conspiracy theorists, okay? But yeah, like I said before, I'm not really obsessed with any particular conspiracy. I'm just very conspiratorial in my thinking. I just don't trust anything, that's all. And yes, I've done my research. I've done a lot of research, but I don't want to obsess about it anymore. So I just, leave you little tidbits to let you know my perspective. But no, I'm not up all night looking up, horrible historical events and how a lot of those people were paid actors, how it's all just a, what's it called, a stunt, a political stunt. They got money, everybody gets money, even if it ain't money, it functions the same exact way in your brain. You don't notice it. That's the point. It's creepy. It's creepy. It's creepy. It's creepy. And it sinks right in like a virus. They talk about these viruses, but they don't talk about the right one. It's the one that's in your hand. When is it never not in your hand? You're fine with it, you're fine with it, you're fine with it. You just wanna be sick, be sick, be They don't want to be pure. They don't want to stay pure. That's why I'm sure that hell is real, and this is hell, and America is the seventh circle. They're under a spell, but it's just as well so that we can tell that they don't mind hell, that they don't mind hell, that they don't mind hell. Still feel sorry for him though. I do.